Hi, my name is Sydney Patterson, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is the idea that you can think something into existence. Self-fulfilling prophecy basically revolves around the notion that if you expect something to happen, then it will. It's basically a prediction that comes true because people change their behavior believing it to be true. If the prophecy had never been thought, then the results might have been different. Today, I will be sharing a personal experience I have had with self-fulfilling prophecy. A few years back, when I was just starting at UTSA, I was extremely nervous to start college. Initially, I thought to myself, this is way too hard, I'll never be able to get good grades, and my attitude really reflected in my grades. I was barely passing my classes, and I even failed a math class. I just really struggled getting through the first year and even felt like dropping out at some points because I felt like college wasn't meant for me. I just wasn't really doing well in it. I am a first generation student, so it wouldn't matter if I dropped out, right? Because no one else in my family went to college. That's what I used to tell myself to make myself feel better about my shortcomings. Then I realized that I spent so much time worrying about school, I wasn't actually putting any effort into school. How could I expect to get good grades if I didn't care about getting good grades? I went from thinking of school being this really boring, difficult commitment to being a challenge that would make me a better version of myself. I started to feel proud to be a first generation student in my family and no longer use that as an excuse to hold myself back. Now I get to proudly say that I am on the dean's list and going to be graduating from UTSA this fall. 4 years ago, I never would have thought that I would be so close to getting my degree and standing out for my academic achievements. Now that I've discussed my experience, I will make some inferences. I knew that by changing my attitude about school, I could do better in school. When I saw school as negative, that's how my experience was. I believed that I was a bad student, so I became one. When I believed I was a good student, I became one. So now that I've made some inferences, I'll discuss how these inferences can be transferred to other situations. So I want you to consider the placebo effect. For example, as a kid, you fall down and you cut yourself somehow, and your mom kisses it, and then all of a sudden it feels better. Your mom didn't actually do anything to make your cut better. It's just she kissed it, and so you believed that it was better. It just all of a sudden didn't hurt anymore. Another way that we can make inferences about self-fulfilling prophecy is in literature. We've all read a book or seen a movie where a prophecy plays a key role in both plot and character development. For example, in Harry Potter, Dumbledore has a line where he tells Harry, "Never forget that what the prophecy says is only significant because Voldemort made it so." If Voldemort had never heard of the prophecy, would it have been fulfilled? Would it have meant anything? Of course not. Voldemort himself created his worst enemy. He heard the prophecy and he leapt into action, with the result that he handpicked the man most likely to finish him. Another popular self-fulfilling prophecy in literature is the story of Macbeth by Shakespeare. So Macbeth is warned of Macduff by a ghost. And because of this, Macbeth basically kills Macduff's entire family in hopes that it will keep Macduff from pursuing Macbeth. However, this pretty much has the opposite effect that Macbeth wants, and it ultimately leads to Macduff killing Macbeth. So if Macbeth had never heard the prophecy, then he never would have been worried about Macduff and never would have killed his family, and then Macduff would not have felt the need to kill Macbeth. So, in conclusion, when it comes to self-fulfilling prophecy, the key lies in believing in something to be true and then taking actions to make it so, whether you're aware of them or not. After looking more into self-fulfilling prophecy, I know that I will be more aware of going into new situations with any preconceived notions. It's important to take into consideration all sides of the story and go into things with an open mind. I'd like to end my presentation with a quote from a French author. "A man often meets his destiny on the very road that he took to avoid it."